Tesla Model 2 isn't delayed because Tesla can't build it. It's delayed because releasing it too early could actually hurt Tesla. And this is the part Elon Musk hasn't explained clearly, even though it matters more than the car itself. If you care about what a Tesla costs today, or what yours will be worth tomorrow, this decision affects you. Because Model 2 doesn't just decide Tesla's next product, it decides pricing, resale values, and how long today's Teslas stay competitive. So this video isn't about specs or release dates. It's about a structural risk inside Tesla that most people completely miss. And to see it clearly, you have to stop thinking of Model 2 as just another car, and look at what happens when a company launches something too cheap, too fast. What happens when a car is launched too cheap, too fast? The reason most people get Tesla Model 2 wrong is simple. They think Tesla builds cars first and factories second. That logic works for almost every other automaker, and we've seen how it usually ends when companies rush mass-market cars before their costs are ready. Wait, think about this for a second. Can you name a car that launched too cheap, too fast, and didn't pay the price later? Drop it in the comments. You'll be surprised how many people recognize the pattern. Because while that approach works for most car companies, it does not work for Tesla. Inside Tesla, the car is not the primary product. The manufacturing system is. And once you see Model 2 through that lens, Elon Musk's behavior stops looking vague and starts looking deliberate. Here's what most people miss. If Model 2 were just a smaller, cheaper Model 3, Tesla could have launched it years ago. The technology already exists. The batteries exist, the supply chain exists, and demand definitely exists. There is nothing technically stopping Tesla from building a cheaper EV. We already know that, because other manufacturers are doing it right now, at prices Tesla hasn't even touched yet. So what's actually stopping Tesla? Not the car. What happens after it launches? Because a true mass-market Tesla doesn't just compete with gasoline cars, it competes with Tesla's own lineup. The moment Model 2 enters the market at scale, pressure hits Model 3 and Model Y pricing. And that pressure doesn't stay at the bottom. It moves upward. Margins compress. Resale values shift. Customer expectations reset. And once expectations reset, you don't get to reverse them. That fear is already real for EV buyers. And Model 2 doesn't just participate in that fear, it amplifies it. That's the moment a car you already own, or plan to buy, quietly becomes worth less than you expected. This is why Tesla never anchors Model 2 to a date or a price. Because doing that before the system is ready would lock Tesla into an economic corner it can't easily escape. That's also why Elon keeps talking about things that sound unrelated. Factories, unboxed manufacturing, radical simplification, order of magnitude cost reductions. Those aren't distractions, they're prerequisites. Model 2 is the first Tesla that cannot exist under the old manufacturing rules, and this is where the delay actually comes from. Not engineering difficulty, not battery shortages, but a single structural risk Tesla cannot afford to get wrong. Because if Model 2 launches before that risk is solved, it doesn't become Tesla's next breakthrough. It becomes Tesla's most expensive mistake. And to understand that risk clearly, we need to talk about something Elon almost never says out loud. The risk Elon won't say out loud. In the past 2 years, Tesla's own price cuts have erased roughly $5,000 to $10,000 in resale value for many Model 3 and Model Y owners, without Model 2 even existing. If you own a Tesla, you've probably felt this already, even if no one ever said it out loud. Did a price cut change how you felt about your car? Tell me below. That's the warning signal. Once a cheaper price becomes the reference point, the pressure doesn't stay there. It moves up. Model 3 has to justify itself. Model Y loses pricing flexibility. Higher trims stop feeling premium and start feeling overpriced. A further 10 to 15% drop in used prices means another $4,000 to $8,000 gone on a typical Model Y. That's not a launch issue. That's a point of no return issue. Once buyers learn how cheap a Tesla can be, that expectation sticks. That's why Elon Musk never locks Model 2 to a price or a date. Doing that too early would trap Tesla and its customers in a pricing structure it can't undo. But here's what makes this risk impossible to manage quietly. The market isn't waiting. In China, companies like BYD are already selling EVs at $15,000 to $20,000 in massive volume. They're not luxury cars, they're not perfect, but they work, and that's enough to reset expectations. So Tesla is squeezed from both sides. Launch Model 2 too early leads to compressed margins and hurt existing owners. Wait too long implies let the market redefine cheap EV without Tesla. That squeeze affects buyers directly. If you're planning to buy a Tesla in the next 6 to 12 months, timing matters. Buy too early, and you risk sitting above a new price baseline. Wait too long, and discounts replace list prices quietly, without announcements. You can already see Tesla buying time, small price adjustments, margins tightening, no hard commitments. Because once Model 2 launches, there's no undo button. It doesn't just add a car, it locks Tesla and its customers into a new reality. Which brings us to the real question. If Tesla can't rush Model 2 and the market won't slow down, what exactly has to change inside Tesla before Model 2 is finally safe to release? That's the bottleneck we need to talk about next. Why manufacturing, not batteries, is the real bottleneck. By now, the question isn't why Model 2 is risky. It's what Tesla still hasn't solved, and the answer isn't batteries. Tesla's battery costs are already low enough to support a cheaper EV. That part of the math works. What doesn't work, yet, is the rest of the car. Today, industry estimates put Tesla's total cost to build a Model 3 or Model Y at roughly $36,000 to $39,000 per vehicle, depending on factory and configuration. That cost structure makes sense when cars sell for $40,000 to $60,000. It does not work at $25,000. At that price, Tesla needs to remove roughly $10,000 to $12,000 per car. Not from batteries alone, but from parts count, assembly time, factory space, labor per vehicle. That's the real bottleneck. Even cutting battery costs by a few $1,000s doesn't solve the problem if everything else stays the same. This is why Tesla keeps talking about manufacturing changes instead of Model 2 itself. Tesla has publicly said its next-generation platform targets around a 50% cost reduction compared to current vehicles. That doesn't come from chemistry. It comes from 30 to 40% fewer parts, fewer assembly steps, smaller factories per unit of output. Until those numbers work in real factories, not slides, Model 2 doesn't make economic sense to launch, because factories don't scale gracefully. Once you lock in tooling and layout, you're stuck with those costs for years. Launching Model 2 under today's factory assumptions would mean accepting permanently thin margins, or disappointing buyers later. Neither option works. So Tesla is waiting, not for a better battery, but for a factory that finally makes the math work. Until then, Model 2 isn't delayed. It's unfinished on purpose. And unfinished here doesn't mean the car isn't finished yet. It means the manufacturing ecosystem isn't yet complete, cheap enough, fast enough, and stable enough to be replicated globally. Tesla learned this lesson from the Model 3. That car was successful, but the price was years of manufacturing hell, burning money, wasting time, and nearly shattering market trust. With the Model 2, they didn't repeat that mistake. A $25,000 car can't afford a margin of error. Just a few $1,000s off in cost, and the entire strategy collapses. There's no room for fixes after launch. That's why Tesla focuses on things that sound dry: larger gigacasting, shorter assembly lines, deeper automation, and factories designed around the car, not the car being crammed into the old factory. When things aren't aligned, launching the Model 2 isn't a bold move. It's a bad gamble. So the right question isn't, when will the Model 2 appear? But when will Tesla truly break through the cost of production? And when that moment comes, the Model 2 won't need big promises. It will appear as a natural consequence. Low price, high production volume, profit margins sufficient for expansion. Then the market will realize Tesla isn't slow. They're just laying the foundation for something that can't fail. So here's the question I want to leave you with. Based on everything you've seen so far, the pricing pressure, the factory rework, and Tesla's recent moves, when do you think Model 2 actually launches? 2026? Later than that? Or sooner than most people expect? More importantly, what makes you confident in that answer? Not guesses. The logic behind it, because once you understand what Tesla is really waiting for, the timeline starts to look very different. When people ask why Tesla keeps delaying Model 2, the answer isn't hidden in a lab. It's hidden in a number, $10,000. That's roughly the cost Tesla still needs to remove from each car before a true mass-market Tesla actually makes sense. Not from the battery, not from software, but from the factory itself. Until that gap is closed, every Model 2 timeline is just speculation, because launch it too early, and that $10,000 doesn't disappear. It gets paid somewhere else, by margins, by pricing stability, by resale values, or by customers who thought they were buying at the right time. That's why Tesla's recent moves don't look like a countdown. They look like a company trying to earn the right to build Model 2. So the real question isn't when Model 2 launches, it's how Tesla plans to close that $10,000 gap without breaking everything around it. That's exactly what we'll break down next. And if this is the kind of analysis you care about, not headlines, not hype, but how the system actually works, this is AutoGearshift. I'll see you here again, same time tomorrow.